Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Martin, and in today's video we're looking at One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now this is a film that I've been desperate to watch for a very long time. I've owned it for a while and just never got around to watching it, and it was one of the films that inspired me to start making these videos because I have a bunch of these movies sort of lying around either sort of a mental checklist or I've just got on my shelf that I've not watched, and I thought, let's focus this, I'll make videos about it, and then that will focus me in on actually getting them watched. And this is definitely one of those films. So I know a lot about it via reputation, but I don't actually know specific plot points that are going to happen in the movie. I know the sort of setup. I believe it's about a criminal who sort of cons his way into be putting into a mental asylum rather than in prison. I believe that's the setup. I might be wrong, but I think that's what the setup of the movie is. But other than that, I don't actually know what happens sort of beat for beat at all in the movie. I think I've seen a couple of clips here and there throughout my life of the film, but nothing in context, nothing that I could actually go, oh, I know what this scene is about. So nothing like that. I expect that I've probably seen parts of this film parodies elsewhere, so that might come up as we watch through it. I might recognize certain scenes via parody, as you know, these big cultural movies normally end up being, but I don't know what my expectation is. I expect it to be good because, you know, a film garners a reputation, you expect certain things of it, but at the same time I'm trying to keep myself in that space of I just need to see this as I see it, not as anyone else's expectations and all that other stuff. So I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to finally get into this one and see what it's all about. So without further ado, let us jump into this. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Slightly ominous feeling beginning. Kind of ominous staring of the new person. I get the feeling he thinks he's going to have a sweet deal here, and it's probably not going to go the way he's thinking.
He can't hear you. He's deaf and dumb Indian.
He's probably not dumb.
So, whose turn is it now?
Well, it's a heat trunk. Where you going?
Aren't you gonna play?
What's the matter with...
Aren't you gonna play Martini, Billy?
I suspect the routine that these guys are all used to is going to get... What's the word I'm looking for?
Yes?
Interrupted.
Miss McMurphy.
Jack Nicholson really has that kind of I just got out of bed eccentricity thing down to a T.
You've got at least 5 arrests for assault.
Okay, there's our crime.
Tell me about. It's true that you went in for statutory rape. That's true, is
That's
it not?
pretty.
This
That's
time?
Absolutely true, but
that's escalated to something horrendously
15
worse.
years old.
Okay, well,
No man alive
I don't-
resist that, and that's why I got
this
you
film's
here
going to have to
begin
perform
with.
some kind of
And now
miracle to
they're
get me on
telling
his
me I'm
side.
crazy over here, I don't sit there.
You've been faking it in order to get out of your work detail.
Do I look like that kind of guy to you, Doc?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're kind of set up into a position where we don't know if he was truly faking the mental illness or if there's some truth to it.
Decide.
Maybe. I suppose we'll find out as we go along.
What does that mean? Peculiar, Harding.
Peculiar.
Harding.
I want to tell you guys something.
Jack Nicholson's just in watching the show. Give him some popcorn.
Been talking about your wife ever since I can remember. You know, she's on your mind and blah, 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 blah. And on and
Oh my god. I don't know if this meeting was the most healthy thing to be doing. Successful meeting, guys. Great scene though. Everyone did a fucking incredible job there.
Raise it up.
McMurphy, what the hell you talking to him for? He can't hear a fucking thing.
I reckon he can.
I ain't.
Hit me.
Dime.
Shut up!
Tabor.
Dime.
Christopher Lloyd's just angry every time he opens his mouth.
Hit me.
Medication.
Mac, hit me. Mac,
This music, I don't know what it is about the music. It's kind of unsettling.
Well, I just wanted to turn.
When you're outside,
The music is
discuss
getting
whatever
to me.
problem you have.
Jack Nicholson.
Patience.
Do you think it might be possible to turn that music down so maybe a couple of the boys could talk?
Your hand is staining my window.
Sorry, man.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Mr. McMurphy,
Huh?
your medication.
I'm getting the vibes that this place is going to make him go crazy if he's not already.
Yeah, but I don't like...
If Mr. McMurphy doesn't want to take his medication orally, I'm sure we can arrange that he can have it some other way. But I don't think you'd like it, Mr. McMurphy.
Yeah, I mean,
You'd like it, wouldn't you? Hold on. Give it to me.
oh my god. Nearly missed it. How many takes of that was that, I wonder?
Very.
Tell me, lover boy, why didn't you tell her to go fuck herself?
You touch me once more. Just touch me once more. Just once more, huh? Just once more. Just touch me once more.
Game, Hardy.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this fucking thing, I'm gonna put it through the window, and me and my buddy Cheswick are gonna go out through the hall, downtown, sit down in a bar, wet our whistles, and watch the ball game.
You're gonna lift that thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
gonna lift it. Yeah, this is going it's as well as expected.
But I tried, didn't I? God damn it. At least I did that.
Okay, well, that went as expected. But I think he was basically just trying to prove a point more than anything.
Billy, wasn't that the first time you tried to commit suicide?
If Billy doesn't feel like talking, I mean, why are you pressing him?
I mean, that's what I was thinking as well.
Why can't...
The business of this meeting, Mr. Cheswick, is therapy.
Surely therapy usually works better one-to-one. I mean, I don't
I
claim
can
to be an
understand
expert,
this, Miss Ratchet,
but
because, I don't
know if
Mr. McMurphy,
bringing
he said
up
something yesterday
personal details in
about
front of
a
other people
World
is usually the
Series.
best option.
There's a vote before the group. Everyone in favor of changing the schedule, please raise your hand.
Yep.
I only count 9 votes, Mr. McMurphy.
He only counts 9. Only 9. It's a landslide.
There are 18 patients on this ward, Mr. McMurphy, and you have to have a majority to change ward policy. So you gentlemen can put your hands down now.
Well, that was just manipulation on her part. Like, that's not a healthy thing to be doing to these people.
These men are members of the ward, just as you are.
I mean, she's not wrong about that.
Okay.
The thing is, she's not wrong about
What about you, pal?
scheduling
All we
thing.
need is
Like,
one vote. Just one vote. Just your one vote.
a routine
Just raise your hand up in your
probably
vote.
does help
Watch
a
the
number of
baseball
people
game.
in this world, but then there's other people which could benefit from the variety of life, I suppose. So it's interesting sort of idea having all these
October, the banner.
different types of mental illnesses all being lumped together, and if that's a healthy thing to be doing or
Raise your
not.
hand up.
Oh, now look, Miss Ratchet's one of the finest nurses we've got in this institution.
She likes a rigged game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she does. She purposely manipulated the situation.
And I think that you've been trying to put us on all this time.
You know, what do you want me to do? You know.
Oh my
You
god.
know what I mean? Is that it? Is that crazy enough for you? Want me to take a shit on the floor?
I suppose it is putting forward an interesting question, like what
Rolling
is
Stone gathers no moss.
crazy for these people? What constitutes crazy? I'm still, because of how the film set up Jack Nicholson's character, I'm still finding it hard to empathise with him. What I definitely can tell is he's not a fan of authority. That's coming through clear as anything, and I think he at least relates to the other guys on that level. Like, he doesn't like the fact that he feels not only he's being manipulated by the system, but the other guys are as well. No one is paying attention to this. Literally no one is paying attention. This is like the most ridiculously easy escape I've ever seen.
This here's Candy. Candy, this is the boys.
Where is this going?
This is Dr. Cheswick, Dr. Tabor, Dr. Fredrickson, Dr. Scanlon.
They're all just all doctors.
Famous Dr. Scanlon.
Doctors.
Mr. Harding, Dr. Bibbett, Dr. Martini, and...
Just a bunch of doctors going fishing.
Wait,
Mr. Harding.
1 second. You don't
Interesting that he could have just left. He could have escaped, could have gone on his merry way, but he's decided to break all these guys out and
That one! The one at your feet!
decided to take them out fishing. I mean, something he didn't have to do for sure. So clearly he must care about them to some extent, right?
And you, God,
He's trying. He's trying. He's gonna fucking look down there all. This is just madness. Jesus Christ. Oh, look at the size of those fishes.
Give it to me! You all right? Ow! We're going. Chief! Hey, baby, put it in!
There we go. The plan works.
Get around, Chief!
Oh my god, that doesn't count. It went in the basket, surely. I'm kind of waiting for some sort of tragedy to occur. I feel like that's around the corner at some point.
You heard me, Harding. You let me go on hassling Nurse Ratchet here, knowing how much I had to lose, and you never told me nothing.
I'm voluntary here. See, I'm not committed. I don't have to stay here. I mean, I can go home anytime I want.
He's bullshitting me, right?
No, Randall. He's telling you the truth.
I was gonna say I didn't think all of them had been committed, but I didn't want to jump to any conclusions.
Yeah. I would like to know about our cigarettes.
Hey, at least they're like asking questions
May
now.
I have
Something
my
that
cigarettes,
they
please,
weren't
Miss
really doing
Ratchet?
to start with.
Forget the cigarettes, Cheswick. Cigarettes are not important. Sit down, will you? Christ's sake.
I don't think she likes that he seems to have more of an impact on them than she does.
Only increases.
I ain't no little kid!
You sit
I
down.
ain't no little kid! Where you're gonna have cigarettes kept from me like cookies? And he's gonna be all right.
Well, here's the tragedy that I was talking about that was eventually going to happen.
Get it? It's all over, McMurphy.
Well, that escalated. That most certainly escalated. Nurse Ratchet is certainly a little too cold and calculating for my taste.
We need this.
Juicy fruit. Hey. His reaction. Knew we could talk.
Boy, you sly son of a bitch, Chief. You hear me, too?
Yeah, you did.
Fucking knew it. I fucking called that shit. Well, this isn't intimidating, is it?
Take this. What's that?
Conducting.
Oh my god. Are you gonna fucking electrocute him?
Right, Mr. Jackson?
Seriously? Is this where this is going?
Here we go.
That's fucking ridiculous. What the... Ugh. We're helping him, as they say to themselves. Okay, he's putting it on. Thank God for that. I was generally concerned for a moment that we were...
Chief, I can't take it no more. I gotta get out of here.
I can't. I just can't.
Why does he stay?
It's easier than you think, Chief.
For you, maybe. You're a lot bigger than me.
The nighttime spirits are here. It's Randall to say goodbye and get you high and night.
I feel like he's drawing way too much attention to himself. Like, this is going to go horribly.
Oh, shit, the supervisor.
Come on, get your asses back in there. Come on.
Oh my god.
That no talking son of a bitch is in there. Good. Go.
This is not ending well. Whatever this is, not going to end well.
I'm gonna miss you very much, Mac.
Well, why'd you come with us then?
Think I don't want to?
So come on then, let's go.
I don't think he's ready to
Well,
face
not
the world
that easy.
the way you are, man.
You want a date with her?
Not now.
Not now. When then?
When I have a free weekend.
You busy right now, are you? You got something to do right now?
I
You got
appreciate
No.
Good. Well,
what
then
Mac's
don't talk
trying
about
to do
it.
here, but
Yeah.
he's,
Oh, yeah. Ready.
but at the same time, I don't think he's ready just yet.
Yes.
What's going to go wrong here? Something's going to go wrong here. Well, at least nothing bad happened. That's good.
Aren't you ashamed?
No, I'm not.
What's he meant to be ashamed of? Enjoying himself? Was that what he's meant to be ashamed
You know,
of?
Billy, what worries me is how your mother's going to take this.
She goes again with that manipulation shit. She's just like repressing him back to his like nervous, no self-esteem.
Move it. Come on, Martin. Come on.
She just like repressed him into self-harm. The fuck is wrong with her? Oh. Jesus.
The best thing we can do
He's
is
not
go
gonna-
on with our daily routine. All right?
Yep. He saw it exactly the way that I did, apparently. I don't know where to go with this. Jesus. Ugh. I mean, clearly things are not going to end well for Mac. That's damn sure. But, like, I feel like I read that scene right. Like, she fucking manipulated Billy back into his no self-worth state of mind, and that's clearly what Jack Nicholson saw in that situation as well.
I'm telling you, McMurphy is upstairs and he's as meek as a lamb.
I say they definitely moved him to a more secure place and probably zapped the fuck out of him. Fucking gave him like a lobotomy or some shit. Mercy killing if I ever saw one. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my god, is he gonna lift it? Is he actually gonna lift the fucking thing? Doing it! He's definitely doing it! Jesus Christ! He out. He outie. Off to Canada he goes. And there we go. Blimey. That was a long one, huh? That. Oh, there's so much going through my brain through about this film. Let's try and break it down, shall we? Okay, guys, that was the reaction to the movie. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up and leave a comment down below. So maybe consider subscribing. But right now, we're going to get into the discussion of the movie. Okay, so that was One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. Did I get it right? I did. I got the title right. Yes, go me. I've been struggling with that all day. Yeah, that was the movie. I've got lots going on in my head about it. I think it's definitely one of those movies that I'm not going to have a full appreciation of on my first watching, but that is the point of these videos, is a first initial gut reaction to what I've just watched. And you probably saw in the reaction there was just a lot of me just processing everything that is being thrown at the audience, and I have thoughts. I certainly have thoughts about what transpires over the course of the film. So my first thing I feel like I need to address is Jack Nicholson's character Mac. I didn't know if I was ever really going to sympathize or empathize with him, because ultimately he is a criminal, not just for assault, but also having sex with an underage girl, which is, like, they consider it a form of rape even if it was consensual, but still, all that kind of makes it hard for me to sort of, at the very least, empathize with him. I try my best, but having said that, I find it hard to be endeared to that character. I certainly appreciated the fact that at first I wasn't sure if he was doing what he was doing out of selfishness or what. But I feel as the film went on, it certainly became clear that he found himself very much caring for the other patients he was with, and he was wanting to give them a sense of, like in the case of Billy especially, but also everyone, like a sense of self-esteem, self-worth. Like there is more to your lives, let alone the world, than these walls that you're in, and what this schedule that Nurse Ratched is making you stick to. There is more to it than that. And the system that is in place just isn't suitable for some of you. Some people on that ward, yeah, fine, it's what is needed, fine, whatever. But there are certain people who are on that ward where that rigorous schedule might not be exactly what is needed, and especially like these group therapy sessions, like the way that Ratched is conducting them, it feels very. There's something kind of just icky about it, like the way that she's like bringing up these really personal details about some of them in front of everybody to see, and she somehow thinks that's going to help. Like, I get therapy is a good thing. Therapy is something that if you're dealing with things you should absolutely do, and here it feels like that the idea of therapy was being manipulated by her for her own reasons. I couldn't quite get a beat on her. Like, I just had a distrust of that character, and I appreciated that Max, like Jack Nicholson's character, sort of picks up on that from her. He picks up that what she's doing isn't quite right, and it feels like there certainly felt like there was a weird power dynamic that she was like not happy with the fact that he seemed to have more influence over these people than what she did, and like he was instilling, like I say, instilling some sort of self-confidence in them, and she just didn't like that. She didn't like the fact that these people were starting to question certain things, or you know, it's just that was all going on, and I appreciate that from the character. But like I say, it was kind of hard just to, on a basic level, like that character just because of his past aspects. But then again, it's weird. I'm in this weird, just coming out of the film, not really having any time sitting with it. It's just this weird thing. Despite all the good things he was doing, there's that lingering thought in my head. The guy had sex with a guy who was with a girl underage, and 5 assaults, and you know what I mean. It just, that it's kind of hard to let go of that element. I'd be interested to hear what other people have to say about that specific element. Do you find it easy to get on his character's side because of the good he's doing over the course of the film, or does that aspect of who he is kind of knock heads with it a little bit? I'd just be interested to hear what other people have to think and say about that stuff. Something I definitely liked was that there were a lot of just very strong performances. Like, I feel like this movie is very much like an actor's movie, I suppose. Like, I think the direction was really good, but I feel like the direction was really letting the performances speak for themselves. Like, it was all just, get the cameras rolling, set them in good places, and let the actors work. Let the actors breathe life into this, because ultimately a lot of the scenes are just on that ward. They're just in that one room. Of course, we get like the fishing trip and all that stuff, and that's, you got a bit more flair there. But generally speaking, I feel like the direction was just very kind of matter of fact, and just letting the actors do their thing and let the story unfold in that way. I thought that was a smart choice. It felt a lot more naturalistic that way. I don't know. It just felt like I was with this group throughout the movie. Like, I could see where they all were, where they were coming from, and it didn't feel, like I say, it didn't feel too showy, or like the direction was trying to overtake the performances or the story, which I appreciated, especially in a film with this kind of theme and stuff, where it's talking about, not only mental illness and the effects it has both on the individuals, the people around them, how people respond to it, all that stuff. It's played very real, and that means there's multiple elements to it. There is the sort of darker nature to that, and there's also the lighter side to that, and I feel like this film does such an excellent job of riding that tightrope of knowing when to treat it seriously and knowing when to have fun with it. Like it's strange that it's able to do that, but it does it with almost no difficulty whatsoever. Ultimately, though, my main takeaway from what I think the story of the film is also it's that idea of the self-worth, belief and all that stuff. But it's also, I feel like it's quite critical. I mean, obviously this is a period piece to some extent, and it's talking about how mental health was treated in this specific place. Like the name Nurse Ratched, like it rings so many bells. I'm gonna have to go look it up after. Maybe I should look it up whilst recording, but that's not the point of this. I'm sure someone in the comments will probably point out to me where I've probably heard that name before. But it feels like this film is sort of criticizing the methods taken upon to quote unquote cure mental illnesses and treat it, and how to not just treat the symptoms of it, but also how you treat people with those illnesses. And like it goes like back to what I was saying, the way that Nurse Ratched sort of handles it sort of irked me the wrong way. A lot of what she was doing, and it's weird. It's not like she's played up as a villain as such. Again, it's another aspect of the film that is just played as naturalistically as possible. It's not like she's twirling a mustache and laughing in the back somewhere. She's just doing what she thinks is the right thing to be doing, but it comes off as this kind of cold, and I don't know, like it feels like there's just something not right going on. I feel like that's probably the main take of the movie. Like what it's getting at is that idea of how you treat mental illness, and that there are right and wrong ways quite clearly, and all that kind of stuff. Again, it's stuff that there's probably stuff I'm clearly not picking up on, especially on my first viewing, and just trying to let it all sink in a little bit. But ultimately, I can see what all the fuss is about the movie. I completely get why it has the reputation it does, why it's an important film to a lot of people. I really enjoyed it. Certainly will watch it again and see if I can pick up on things that I maybe didn't the first time around. It's good. It's really, really good. It's certainly got me thinking, which, of a film, that's a good thing. If a film gets you thinking about certain things, then, that's good. It's good art, it's good storytelling, all of those things. But like I said, I think the big standout for this film really for me is just the performances. There's so many, Jack Nicholson obviously is on form, despite the fact that what I'm saying about his the thing that made me want to be on his side the most is Jack Nicholson's performance of the character. That's the thing that makes me want to be on his side, although, as I said, first viewing, whatever, that element about his character is still sort of lingering on my mind. But then all the other sort of supporting cast are great. Like I say, the actress playing Nurse Ratched plays it dead natural. So even though it gives me this kind of icky feeling, it feels very real, and it feels like she's doing it from a point of view where she feels she's right, and that works tremendously. And then you've got all the other patients, Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito. What is the actor's name? I need to know the guy's name. Brad Dourif. I'm probably pronouncing that. Brad Dourif is the guy who plays Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. He was really good. I liked that he clearly was, within his performance, was able to show when Billy was at his most confident, when he wasn't. Like you could really feel that character was always sort of standing on an edge, and every so often he's making one step forward, one step backwards. It's just a really good performance from him. It was really, really good. I feel like Brad Dourif is, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I feel like he's a very underappreciated actor. Whenever I see him in something, he's always good. I mean, I'm sure there are other things that I haven't seen where I don't know. I just, from my point of view, from that actor, every time I see him in something, he's just really good in it. So I don't know. I just feel like he might be slightly underappreciated in the grand scheme of cinema. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But no, this film has given me a lot to think about. I love that in a film. All the performances were good. I really enjoyed it. I did really enjoy it. It's clearly challenging in some ways, but also kind of like, hey, you know, have sympathy for people with mental illness and treat them right. Don't be an asshole about that stuff. Like, clearly that's on this film's sleeves, which is, you know, what else are you going to say at the end of the day? Like, clearly that's the truth, but there are sadly people out there who don't think that way, or actively choose not to understand mental illness, so which boggles my mind. But no, I really enjoyed this. I think it really was a well-crafted film that it got in, knew what it wanted to do, and it does it expertly. So I really enjoyed it. I think my ranking would be a good 9.7. Again, if you're new to the channel, my 10 out of 10s are, which I haven't given to any film yet, is if a movie actively makes me like cry or emote in some just uncontrollable way. Like, I cannot control my emotions seeping through my body physically. Like, that's what my 10 out of 10 is reserved for. This came close in some instances. Like, the stuff with Billy really did start to get to me a little bit, and yeah, I think this is an incredibly strong film. I see why it's got the reputation it has, and yeah, really good. I would definitely watch this a second time. That was One Flew I'm gonna get it wrong. God damn it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know why I'm finding that so hard to say. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Yeah, well, that is the movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. Maybe consider subscribing. Also, I would love to hear from you guys about this film, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, all that stuff. Please leave a comment down below and tell me your opinions about this one. There's also links to some social stuff down there if you're interested in that sort of thing. Don't feel like you have to. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on the next one.